This question is easier to do by just using the answer choices. I mean, I think I started with 81 and saying, let me list what the even integers are, 2, 4, 6, 8, and then would be 78, 80. And I can try to find the sum of this quickly. So here, the average would be the average of the first and last term. This is from arithmetic sequences. So that's 82 over 2, which is 41. And you'll see there's no 41. 41 is a prime number. But to count the number of terms is the difference between the greatest and the least divided by the spacing plus 1. So 78 over 2 plus 1. So that gives you 40. So in this case, the sum would be the average times the number of terms. And you'll see this is considerably less than that. So you kind of immediately know has to be between 159 or 161. So you can use either one. Let me just use 159. So what we're doing is 2 plus 4 plus 6 all the way to 156, 158. So here I'll apply the same thing. The average would be the average of the first and last. I mean, sometimes I think when you're doing it on the exam conditions, it isn't clear, is it going to be in the 160s? I mean, that happens. It's 160 over 2, which is 80. So that's promising because I do have an 80 here. And the number of terms, last minus first, over the spacing plus 1. So 156 over 2 plus 1. And that is indeed 79. So this does match, so the answer is D. Now, if you had to do it like in a more general way, saying the even integers would be 2 plus 4 plus 6, and then n is odd, so this one would be n minus 1. Let me see if I can do that this way. So the sum, so first thing I need is the average, which will be 2 plus n minus 1 over 2. And then I need to figure out the number of terms, which would be last minus first over 2 plus 1. So this is n minus 3 over 2 plus 1, n minus 3 plus 2. So this is n minus 1 over 2. So sum would be n plus 1 over 2 times n minus 1 over 2. And that's equal to 79 times 80. So I need to figure out n from this. Note, n itself is odd. So I see this difference of squares. I'm actually going to multiply that 2 to the other side. And then keep the n plus 1 and minus 1. And multiply each one by 2. So this is 160. And that's 158. So we can write this as 159 minus 1, 159 plus 1. And from this, you can see that n has to be 159. I mean, I didn't do the algebra here part in the sense that it's easier to do it this way. I mean, certainly you will, this is a difference of squares, but I don't want to do this multiplication, then add 1, and then take the square root. So this was easier to do. So if you take it this way, that's also not too bad, although, I mean, there's more algebra, more work. So, but in the exam, I just used the answer choices because I knew it would be easier, and then I won't be confused between that n is odd and I don't miss a number. So that was one of the reasons. So to summarize, the answer is D.